The Remission. When it became clear that Alec Webb was far more ill than anyone had cared to tell him, he tore up his English life and came down to die on the Riviera. The time was early in the reign of the new Elizabeth, and people were still doing this, migrating with no other purpose than the hope of a merciful sky. The alternative, Alec said to his only sister, meant queuing for death on the National Health Service, lying on a regulation mattress and rubber sheet, hearing the breath of other men dying. Alec, as obituaries would have it later, was husband to Barbara, father to Will, Molly, and James. It did not occur to him or to anyone else that the removal from England was an act of unusual force that could rend and lacerate his children's lives as well as his own. The difference was that their lives were barely above ground and not yet in flower. The 5 Webbs arrived at the property called Lumas in the course of a particularly hot September. Mysterious Lumas, until now a name on a deed of sale, materialized as a pink house wedged in the side of a hill between a motor road and the sea. Alec identified its style as Edwardian Riviera. Barbara supposed he must mean the profusion of balconies and parapets, and the slender pillars in the garden holding up nothing. In the new southern light, everything looked to her brilliant and moist, like color straight from a paint box. One of Alec's first gestures was to raise his arm and shield his eyes against the brightness. The journey had exhausted him, she thought. She had received notice in dreams that their change of climate was irreversible. Not just Alec, but none of them could go back. She did not tell him so, though in better times it might have interested that part of his mind he kept fallow. Being entirely rational, he had a prudent respect for second sight.